Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. This is JohnRamboPresents The Show. Now I'm joined by, from parts unknown, ladies and gentlemen, OJ is here.
Yes, from parts unknown indeed.
What's going on today, sir?
Today, well, very exciting. I'm doing laundry. That's the most exciting thing today.
Fabric softener, what do you got going on
Actually,
in there?
yeah, I forgot I ran out of fabric softener. I had to go to the pharmacy, pick some up, bring it back by the time it was time to put that in there.
Do you have any tips for laundry? Do you have a certain cocktail you like to put in there?
Yeah, I put in I go for the free and clear allergen free stuff because one person once told me, "Oh wow, yeah, this is the only thing I'm not allergic to." I'm like, okay, so it just stuck in my mind, and I've been buying it ever since.
If I brought my laundry to you, would you do my laundry?
Would you pay me?
No, I would not. I would actually charge you.
To do your laundry?
Yes, it makes sense.
I can think of some, I think some people actually would do that. They would probably pay you $5 to do your laundry, but you might end up missing a sock or two.
If someone wants to do my laundry and pay me for doing my laundry, then please contact me. In any case, we're off to an awesome start. This is the show.
Yeah.
This is episode 13, lucky number 13.
Uh-huh.
The big news this week, Project 7 was revealed. The return of Project 7.
Yeah, I just want to point out that you told me, we knew about it in confidence, then you told me to announce it to everyone.
Last week?
Yeah, before the official announcement, and I refused.
I'm glad you brought this up, because I was actually testing your loyalty to the brand and to the company that we now are, and you passed the test. So I said, OJ, tell everyone what the announcement is right now, and you refused, which was the right thing to do. It was a test. Much like Willy Wonka tested Charlie.
You got nothing.
That's what I was said to you if I told them. All right, so Project 7 is back. It is now an episodic series starring DSP Howard and myself. We'll be debuting at MagFest 2012. You've seen it. What are your thoughts on this? You like it?
Yeah, I do.
All right, we're going to talk about this later because many people are very thirsty for information. They have all kinds of unanswered questions. So later tonight on the show, Howard will be joining us to talk about numerous topics, including Project 7. And he's going to give us some insight into... I'm also going to share some insight, because I'm part of this as well, into how all this came about. And not only that, if you view the show on YouTube, you notice I do a slideshow. You've noticed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last week you took over the slideshow.
Oh, that was awesome.
But there's a slideshow of pictures on YouTube, usually with art made by the viewers. We are still calling the viewers for now. We'll get to that later as well. It'll be another segment on today's show, what to call the viewers. But on today's show, I will have, in the slideshow, never before seen behind-the-scenes still shots from the set of Project 7 will be included. I also have one of the first good looks at Deathface. One of the first good looks you'll get of Deathface will be in the slideshow on today's episode. So make sure you go to the YouTube, view it on there, and you'll see several behind-the-scenes pictures and Deathface on today's show. And Howard will be on later tonight. And I will have a special announcement more towards the middle of the show today regarding my music and that whole deal, the musical endeavors.
Good stuff.
Yes, you sound very excited about this.
Oh, yeah. Well, dude.
It seemed like you care about whatever.
Oh, come on, man. I was just, before the show started, I was talking about his acoustic thing that you just put out, man.
I know. I'm just messing with you, John. So I know you did some stuff this week. What were you up to?
All right. Well, I had a pretty busy weekend. Friday, I spent going shopping because Saturday was a friend of mine's wedding. And it was pretty interesting. This was the second wedding I've gone to in about 2 or 3 years. And it was kind of interesting comparing it to the previous wedding I'd been to, because that one was by a couple of my friends from school, and it was a very unique wedding. It was very non-traditional. We did it at a park. There were no priests or anything. They had readings from some of their favorite literature, including Tolkien and Darwin, which I guess doesn't count as literature because that's really science, but depends on your view. And they also had music from like Firefly, Serenity, and stuff like that. We ended up playing board games during the reception. It was a lot of fun.
There's no Macarena, no electric slide, no...
No.
Hot.
I mean, there was music playing. I don't remember, I don't think there was Macarena. Remember Electric Slide? They might have played Hot, 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 actually. That might have been in there.
Is this like a theme wedding or something? Like people
No.
do like themes now? They like Star Wars and zombies and stuff?
No, it was, hey, let's go to a beautiful park near where we live and go to, well, they actually went geocaching during the middle of it. The bride took one of her hairpins. They took somebody's GPS, put in coordinates, and went to go find the little treasure trove and put some of the hairpins in there. There was a lot of fun stuff. And at the end of it, we went to a LAN place and played Left 4 Dead 2, among other games, for about 2 or 3 hours.
What do like the older people do, like the parents? What do they think about this whole thing?
Well, when we were playing board games, the kids, like youngins and munchkins, were playing lawn games and whatnot.
Right.
And the parents.
What about the older people? They're like, what is this freak show? What is going on here?
No, everyone was really cool about it. The adults went and talked amongst themselves. Had some like after dinner, before dessert food, and there was some dancing and stuff going on. I think there was an open bar, but a lot of us had to drive, so wah wah.
Sounds like a lovely time. Did you wind up meeting someone?
No.
A la Wedding Crashers? Anything going
No,
on
nothing like that. And the one this weekend, nope, not this time either. But this was a little different. This weekend was different by a lot. This was interesting because it wasn't the full blown like very religious. You've seen it in the movies. You're in the church wedding. This was actually at a place in Connecticut that just hosts events and stuff. But they didn't have like the priest they had. I never caught what the priest was a priest of. It was very non-denominational. But,
Scientology.
Nah.
Obviously.
But it was good. Like, it was fun. Like, it was a more traditional wedding, but not that stuffy thing you see like in movies where everyone's falling asleep and they hate it. It was pretty good.
Well, yeah, it's pretty tired. I mean, you go to the mass, it's always the same formula. And then, like, a lot of times the reception is the same thing, too. It's like, okay, this guy's going to give a speech. He says some generic things. Then we're going to throw on, whatever popular song there is right now.
Actually,
Then you go home.
Well, the DJ wanted to play Who Let the Dogs Out for the bridal party.
Oh.
And the groom talked him down. Like,
you want to find, like, the worst possible music in the world? Just look through, like, a wedding DJ's catalog.
Yeah,
so they're going to have all that stuff in there.
It had some interesting stuff. But I must say, I mean, it was a beautiful ceremony, and the food was good. Oh, gosh, yeah. But let me just say quickly, the food was good, but it would have been better if they had a table for us. They forgot two of the venue forgot two of the tables. My table and one other table. So we're walking around like, where do we go? And they're like, I don't see table 12. Do you guys see table 12? So during the best man's speech, they're setting up the table for us. They just ran in the back, came out, rolled out a table, ran out with chairs and started sitting us down.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Weddings don't have to be hard.
Think the couple's going to make it?
Oh, dude, they're wonderful.
They're wonderful together.
Best part,
it's hard out there, man.
There's another reason that I brought them up. Because the bride came over, who had only met once, with the groom, they have to go over and say hi to everybody. It says, oh, hi, by the way, yeah, he plays me some of your videos and stuff, and I've listened to the podcast. And I'm just like, wow, that is awesome.
Did she mention that she's infected with the digital gonorrhea?
She did not say that.
That'd be awesome. In her wedding gown comes up to you, I am infected with the digital gonorrhea. I would pop for that.
Oh, next time, seriously. But it was funny because I see my friend, a couple days later, and he says, yeah, so she kind of was worried you thought she was a stalker or something. Like, no.
How did you react when she said it?
I was just like, oh, wow, I'm very flattered, blah, 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 blah.
Did you, run away or something?
No, I was just sitting at the table. I think I was my normal bashful self.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that brides and businessmen and farm animals, all forms of life are infected, John.
And it will only continue to spread.
By you, with your digital gonorrhea, you've infected everyone.
I like how it's mine now.
Yes, you began it, the disease. But,
Patient zero.
So I did some stuff this weekend, too. Are you done about
please.
your adventures?
Do go on.
All right. So I went to New York City.
Oh, I saw some of these photos.
Yeah, I put some photos on Twitter you can check out. I'll talk about that in a second. I do this every year. I like to call this the New York City Holiday Tourist Run. It's pretty much what it is. You kind of do certain things. I do this every year. I start off Rockefeller Center. Tree looked excellent as always. Have you seen the tree a couple times?
Oh, yeah. Not yet this year, but I've definitely seen it.
I go every year. I feel like I have to go because I'm so close, and there's people that in other parts of the world that would love to go that cannot go. So I feel like I have to go.
Yeah.
Because I have the ability to do it. And we're outside of 30 Rock,
Yeah, NBC.
If you haven't ever done it, I recommend do the NBC studio tour. Have you done that?
No, was Kenneth there?
No, that's made up. But
What?
the studio tour is awesome. I went last year. So they take you through all the different studios. You go to SNL, the actual they bring you in there. You can sit down and look around and stuff.
Pretend you're actually watching the show.
They roasted Dr. Oz, and no one really seemed to care.
Oh.
Jimmy Fallon. This is all stuff I did last year, but definitely recommend going. Then you can actually go to the top of the rock as well.
Oh,
you
that's
go to
pretty
the top
cool.
of the building, and you can look down
on the peons
at all
below.
the buildings and stuff. So that's cool. So start off Rockefeller Center. Then I went to the Nintendo store, Nintendo World, I think it's called.
That's always fun.
Because it is across the street from the tree, actually. And the last couple times I've gone, I was kind of disappointed because they always seem to have like the same displays in there.
Mm.
But this time I go, and then bam, 25th anniversary Zelda display. Freaking awesome. They have a actual Master Sword.
Oh, seriously? Oh, yeah, you saw the photo.
Yeah, but they have Master Sword's behind glass, but it's in like stuck in a rock, and it's like life size, and it's awesome.
Wait. You think that a sheet of glass can stop the hero of time?
Who's the hero? If the hero of time showed up, I guess he could break the glass and grab it.
Yeah,
Might be shot
by
the security, but
he's got a bunch of hearts. He's cool.
Yeah, I don't know if he can take a bullet. But
Fairy in a bottle, bam.
But they had the Master Sword. They had several different things. They had an actual Mario Kart, like a built cart.
Yeah.
I put all this stuff up on Twitter. You can check it out. So at Super John Rambo, of course. But one thing I thought was funny, they had all the different Zeldas, and they had the console that it was on. And then next to it, they had the box of the game, and then the actual cartridge or disc for each Zelda game ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Including Link's Crossbow Challenge, which I don't really count.
Oh, do you have that?
No, I don't have it.
Oh.
But they had it as part of the display, but whatever. But as you know, Super Nintendo, they tend to the console's white, okay? And over time, I guess they yellow because everyone's Super Nintendo now in 2011 was 2012. Pretty much everyone's is yellowed.
Myth confirmed.
It's a myth. What do you mean?
I'm just jokingly saying that it's true.
Do you agree with this? Or
yeah, my Super Nintendo's totally gone funky.
Yeah, mine's completely yellow. Mine was never like anywhere that would make it dirty or dusty. I always kept it protected throughout all this time. I have my original one from '91. They always turn yellow. So the SNES at the Nintendo World, even that one was yellow in the display. So even the Nintendo World store could not find a non-yellowed Super Nintendo. I have seen them like now and then, but it's pretty rare, man. I don't know. You have to live in like a low humidity climate or something. I don't know what it
Vacuum
is.
seal it in the basement.
Maybe if it's still in the box or something. I don't know, man.
Magical styrofoam.
I don't know what's up with that.
Paint.
So that was really cool. I was really happy with that. And then I went to FAO Schwarz. FAO Schwarz, if you don't know, it's a famous toy store in New York City. Actually goes back to the 1800s. And, of course, I'm sure you've all seen the giant piano scene in Big, the Tom Hanks movie.
Jumping around.
And now it's actually owned by Toys R Us. Toys R Us bought it.
Yeah.
So, of course, it's gone downhill. But you've been to that store, I'm sure, many times.
Oh, yeah, dude.
What are your impressions of the store?
Remember when I was a little kid, just walking around and just being surrounded by all sorts of awesome stuff that I was probably not going to get. It was really nice.
It's a lot different now because it's more like Toys R Us bought, I think, in 2009.
Yeah.
It's more like the same stuff Toys R Us has.
Yeah, I mean, I always think about the giant Toys R Us store in the city.
I went there too. I'll get to that.
Yeah.
But they still they tried to make it like FAO Schwarz. They had the dude with the hat, the big hat looking dude. I don't know what he's called.
Mr. Schwartz.
I don't think it's Mr. Schwartz. They had a lot of they have some cool stuff that you can't find at regular Toys R Us. And one of them is the Muppet Studios. And you could actually it's a whole Muppet area, okay? You could actually have your own Muppet built for $100.
No way.
So you go over and you choose like the body, you choose the eyes, the outfit, the hair, ears, and all that, like the whole deal. And I think it's like pretty much the only place you can do this at.
My jaw just dropped.
Yeah, you didn't know about that? They had it for like a year, I think.
I have not been there in a while.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, and like a lot of people were doing. There's like a big line, and there's like a whole Muppet area, and I'm a big Muppet fan, and they had like a bunch of books and DVDs. So I picked up Muppet Christmas Carol on DVD.
Nice.
Just an okay movie, but I don't know. We're actually going to talk about this next week, because next week is the holiday episode of the show.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk a lot about Christmas movies and stuff like that. I also picked up a book entitled "It's Not Easy Being Green."
Kermit.
It's a Jim Henson book. It's a collection of Jim Henson quotes and poems and things he's written. And it's an incredibly positive message from the book. I love that. I checked it out today. And I think going forward on the show, I'm going to make a weekly segment. We're going to read some of the Henson quotes.
I think that's good, because they can apply a lot to your daily life. They'll make you
There's
a better
amazing
person.
stuff. It's amazing stuff, and it's all about the power of positive thinking and how that will aid you in life,
Yeah.
a positive attitude. So that's FAO Schwarz. And so I'll leave FAO Schwarz. I believe the hotel across the street from there, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, is the Plaza Hotel, right?
I think so. I haven't been there in a while, but that would explain a lot.
Okay, and of course the Plaza Hotel was well featured in the classic film Home Alone 2,
Yep.
Lost in New York or Trapped in New York. I can't remember the
I think
tagline.
Lost in New York.
It's Lost in New York.
I don't know. One of those two.
All right, so this is where my trip kind of took a strange turn.
Oh, dear.
So I'm crossing the street, and I'm talking to my lady friend who I'm with, and I'm not really paying attention, and I'm basically trying to be funny. And I'm like, hey, that's the Plaza Hotel. I wonder if Kevin McAllister and Rob Schneider are in there. Okay, and I'm looking at her, and she's like, I guess she's distracted by my awesome humor because I'm so funny and stuff, and I don't know what's going on. All of a sudden, I hear screeching brakes and a car horn. And I basically almost got hit by a taxi. Because I'm making jokes about Kevin McAllister and Home Alone and shit. And it was like one of those situations where like the dude stops like right in front of you. Like a screeching brake.
Where were you? Were you like jaywalking or something?
I think it's just like there's so many people that people just keep going and like the cars like never have a chance to go.
Oh.
And I think we were like at the tail end of like a long group that was already like going through the do not enter, do not cross stuff. So the dude like stops in front of me, and in like a very thick accent from inside this taxi, you hear, "You want to get hit by a car, you idiot? F you,
Stimpy, you idiot."
So it's some sort of accent, but he's basically like, it's like, "You want to get by a car, you idiot?" And then he actually says "F you" to me.
Oh, lovely.
So then he starts driving away, and then I yell out, "Merry Christmas!" And then it's funny because you're in New York, and anywhere else in the world, people this whole situation would happen in front of people, they'd be like, oh, they'd like react to it. But in New York, people just like don't even react to it. They just go about what they're doing.
They're just too busy trying to get from point A to point B.
All right, so I almost got killed by a taxi, and then I got cursed. I got cursed at by a dude. It would have been interesting to change turn of events if I did get hit.
Well, you'd still be able to record from a bed, but it wouldn't be comfortable.
I would do it.
You're that dedicated.
Got good work ethic, man.
Yeah.
So then I go to Sam Ash. This is over in Times Square area.
Wait a second. Isn't Sam Axe is Bruce Campbell's character, right? In
Referencing right now.
In Burn Notice.
No, it's something completely different.
All right. No, I know this is the music store, but the name's almost the same, and I never realized that till now.
All right, so I walked from FAO Schwarz all the way down to Sam Ash. And Sam Ash used to be this place called Manny's Music. And Manny's Music was like a very famous place in New York for musicians to go and buy instruments. It's actually where Jimi Hendrix used to buy all his stuff. And a lot of the famous people in the day used to buy all their stuff at Manny's Music. And then eventually Sam Ash bought this place and turned it into a Sam Ash, which is a pretty crappy store.
Oh.
But I'm like, I'm going to go to it. And I was actually really considering buying a new electric guitar because I'm doing a lot of stuff with this music stuff now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I might actually buy a guitar today. So I go in, and I'm standing behind all the Fender Stratocasters. That's what I play.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all up on the wall, and like behind a counter, so you can't just like go over and take them down, like a Guitar Center or something like that. And I'm standing there for like 10 minutes. Nobody comes over to help. One dude is sitting there playing guitar, that works there, going through all kinds of crazy riffs and stuff because he's so cool, you know. And, no, I'm just like, I'm there for like 15 minutes. I'm like, I just left. And music stores are like the worst. I'm sure there's some good ones out there. I don't want to be like that. I'm sure there's really good ones. Usually the mom and pop ones are really good, but a lot of these music stores are like the most arrogant, cocky people working there. They think they're like rock stars. And they'll actually, and a lot of times, I've been through this situation many times where they want to play guitar and show you how good they are instead of helping you get stuff.
Hey kid, if I actually sold you a guitar, this could be you.
Right, so I did not get a guitar.
Well, you'd also have the extra 2 or 3% sales tax from New York versus other states.
Yeah, but for me, I guess I'm all about the symbolism, and I want to get the guitar from
that's a good
music
point.
and from New York City, and that's like a cool thing for me, like to me.
You know, I didn't think of it that way. That's actually pretty deep.
It's not a good way to look at things anyway. So you should just.
There's nothing wrong with that, dude.
No, there is because.
How? How is that? I don't see the problem.
I don't know. Well, it didn't work out anyway. So then I leave there and I'm walking around and we have a pretty bad economy right now in the United States. I think you would agree with that, right?
Yeah.
And being down there, you could definitely feel it, man. You can definitely see it. Lots of people on the street, lots of homeless people. More than I've seen in a long time. And if you remember, it was like that back in the 90s. And then for like the last decade, it was kind of it's much better. Kind of cleaned it up. And you saw like a lot less of this stuff. But walking around the other day, a lot more homeless people. People asking for change and stuff like that. Really sad, you know, the way things are going right now. So I'm looking for, I'm walking around Times Square. I'm looking for Virgil's.
Oh, yeah, barbecue.
Which is the place that you showed me, which is an awesome place.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I think it's like the best barbecue place I ever went to.
Hush Puppies are so good.
Before people go nuts, I have gone to barbecue places in Tennessee, in Georgia, and those places like that. But I think this is like my favorite place. It's called Virgil's in New York City. It's a great place.
Yeah, it's near the Toys R Us.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I was on the other side, and I was just trying to think about it. I couldn't quite remember. Mm-hmm. Plus it was cold, and I was really hungry, so I'm like, all right. Well,
hey, we almost got free Knicks tickets that day.
Yeah, you're right. We almost did. Yeah.
There was a dude walking around, and he just went to a couple one table away from us and was like, "Hey, do you guys like basketball?" Yeah. Well, here, you've got about a half hour to reach the Garden. Hands them 2 tickets and walks off or something.
Yeah, we would have gone. What the hell?
Yeah, seriously.
We got screwed. But anyway, I wanted to find this place. I was on the other side of Times Square, so I wasn't 100% sure where it was. So I pull out my phone because my phone has the map on it, like the Google Maps and shit. So I'm on the Google Maps and I'm typing in some stuff in, and this guy comes around the corner, and I guess he sees that I have like a map on my phone from like where I was standing, and he runs over to me, and he goes, "Hey, where are you trying to go?" So I'm like, "Oh, I'm just seeing what's around," and he's like, "Hey, if you're looking for food, you should try this diner over here. It's pretty good food. It's not too expensive, and I'll take you there. I'll lead you over to it."
Oh, lovely.
So I'm like, no, you know, that's okay. I'm just gonna, I can probably find it myself. I really appreciate it though. So then he's like, okay, you know, well, I just helped you out. So would you be willing to spare me a few dollars? So I'm like, okay, you know, I understand. I understand this whole thing. How tough it is right now out there for people, and
yeah.
Honestly, I've been through this situation before, so I'm like, okay. So I reach for like what little I have in the first place. I'll get a couple bucks for him, and he's like, it's really cold out here. So I'm like, yeah, it is. And then he goes, I had to steal these gloves to keep warm. So I'm like, just do what you got to do. It was crazy. He told me that he stole gloves. I was like, why did he tell me that?
We've got an all points bulletin. We've got a suspect. He's got the.
Hey man, if you're cold like that and you're down.
No, I'm saying like I wouldn't tell somebody else. I'd be scared they'd call the cops on me or something.
I don't know. He told me that he stole the gloves, and I was just like,
I feel bad for the guy. I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't just go around telling people, "Hey, I stole these gloves."
Right. It was kind of strange, but I could see it in the dude's eyes. Okay.
Yeah.
Like in his eyes, I could see he wasn't like an addict or like a deranged person, which you will sometimes encounter. It was just a dude, and maybe like hit some hard times. You could see it in his face.
It's just it's just bad out there.
Right, and you could see in his face that he didn't really want to be doing this, but he was just trying to get a couple bucks. He needed a couple bucks.
Yeah, I mean,
for whatever, food, for whatever he needed, for a hat or something. I don't know. It's getting cold now,
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty crazy, but this never happened to me in New York before. I've had this happen to me many times in other cities, including Chicago. I went there in the summer, and as soon as I come out of Union Station, which is like kind of like the Grand Central Station in Chicago, I pull out like a map. I didn't have a phone at that point, like a good map phone at that point.
Yeah.
So I pulled out like an actual physical map. I had like dudes running across the street over to me, and every time like I went anywhere and pulled this map out, like someone would run over, and it was the same routine. It's like, well, they'll tell you like, they'll ask you where you need to go, and either you tell them or you got to brush them off. Then they'll ask for a couple bucks for helping you.
Either way,
I don't know if they're homeless people, because I'm not gonna say they're homeless because I don't know that. Well, they're definitely people that are, need some cash, and I don't know. I've never had it happen in New York ever, and I was like, it's kind of strange. I've had people try to sell me drugs in New York.
I've had somebody try to sell me drugs like at a pizza place in my town.
Oh yeah, well that happens.
Well, it was pretty funny. We're sitting there. Hold on, this is actually pretty good. We're sitting there, a couple of my friends and I just eating pizza, and this dude comes in, and he's like, "Hey, do you guys like Tool or Dream Theater?" Like,
that's the code word for heroin or pot.
I'm like, well, one of my best friends wishes he could marry all of the dudes in Tool. He just loves, he loves that band. I'm like, I don't know. One of my friends really likes him, and the guy just like staring at us like, and he just looks at us like, and then eventually he just kind of shrugs and acts like he gives up, and he's just like, "Yo, you guys have got the best pot in town." We're just like, "We're good, thank you." And like 15 minutes later, the police come in to get some pizza. It's like, well, that was close.
Nice.
That guy was almost in deep. Unless, of course, he was a plant.
Yeah, I've had people just like walk by me in like Times Square or whatever, and just be like, pot, just like that.
Well, it's not as bad as if you go to like a baseball stadium or something, like tickets, want to buy a ticket, want to sell a ticket, want to buy a ticket, want to sell a ticket. It's like, whoa, how are you going to make money on this guy? Well, yeah, it's
right.
Buy low, sell high, blah, blah. But it's kind of frightening.
Yeah. Well, so, I mean, that's pretty much, I went to Toys R Us New York and some stuff like that.
Ride the Ferris wheel?
No, I've never done it. I don't care enough.
Did they still have the like giant Tyrannosaurus?
Yeah, it's like the same always.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing. I mean, I go there every year and it's like the same. I mean,
it's Toys R Us.
I got a good story about Toys R Us we'll have to save for when we have our friend Kevin comes on.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
We all worked at Toys R Us in Connecticut when the New York Toys R Us opened in Times Square.
Mm-hmm.
And we went down there, and he basically, to punch in for your shift, you have like a little card that you swipe at any price checker actually in the store. So we go down to Toys R Us in New York City to check it out, and we're like looking at the machine, and I'm like, I wonder what happens if you swipe your punching card. And he's like, only one way to find out, just like that. He just does it. So he punches in at the store, and then we laughed, and I think it was like a week later at our store we were working, and then one of the managers comes over and he's like, Kevin, did you punch in at Toys R Us New York? And he's like, no. He's like, well, that's good, because if you did, I would have to fire you right now. So he was like, no, I did not. It was quite a mistake. He's like, oh, that's good. Like the guy totally knew that he did, but the way he was just wanting him to say no, and it was like the way the dialogue went,
Was that wait? Was that the boss of our section or?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to give names out.
No, that's cool. I was just curious.
All right, so let's see what time we're running a little late here, but we're gonna have to leave Howard waiting. I'll send him a message. So let's talk about YouTube as we always do every week. Actually, I just want to say before we get stopped off the New York thing, I hope the economy improves and all these people, can get back on their feet and things improve for everybody.
Yeah, I wish for the same thing. It's just not good out there. Anyone looking for a job, especially people with debt, because it makes it even harder because you've got that pushing on your neck.
I also don't want to, it's not a put down of New York City or anything like that. I love the city. It's one of my favorite places to go. So it's an awesome place to go for the holidays and see all the cool sights and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, and there are some beautiful parts.
Absolutely.
And just wandering through. So
we always talk about what's going on with YouTube. Why don't you give us some insight on what's going on with your channel, which is youtube.com/FreshOJSomePulp. And while you do that, I will tell Howard that we're running late.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Well, my channel's had quite an interesting week. Interesting in that I've been working on it a lot, and sad in that I haven't actually gotten anything put out. I discovered that the camera I brought with me to Vegas, somewhere along the line, since I've returned, has picked up a nasty little habit of constantly hissing when I record. You can hear it in the videos I've posted already, but it gets worse when I've tried to do other videos. I recorded a review 2 or 3 times trying to adjust the microphone settings to get it to record properly. So I figured, okay, this isn't going to work, and decided I'd cut some Vegas footage up and start putting that out. And then every time I tried to render, all the audio disappeared. So I'm going to try and recut that and redo the entire thing, get that working. And then
what happened to your Vegas stuff?
It just the project file for my video editor just messed up, and all the audio disappeared. The videos are all still good,
right?
But I have to go back and re-add the audio and re-add all the clips and cut it again.
Nice.
So yeah, so it's gonna be a little tight. So my hope for at least one video a week is gonna go. Has not held true for more than 2 weeks, which is very sad. But
right.
I'm still having fun with it. I'll be on Twitter a little bit. Some guy actually wants to see if I wants to play Team Fortress 2 at some point, so sometime in the near future. I'll give you guys a holler when this is going to happen. I'm going to go on to play Team Fortress 2 with that fellow and maybe a few others if we can get the timing right and find an appropriate server. So that's pretty much what's going on in my neck of the woods.
Setting up some viewer sessions.
Oh yeah, I love Team Fortress 2.
Excellent. So that's youtube.com/FreshOJSomePulp.
And how are you doing?
Because we always talk about, I think last week we did this, we talked about your channel, but then we didn't mention what the name of it was.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate.
We're not too good at the marketing side of things.
No, but hey, we're getting better.
All right, so on my channel, I had a new song I put up on Tuesday night, and I said on the show a while ago that every 2 weeks there's going to be new music. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it this time, but I was able to pull something out, and which I'm happy about, and I really wanted to challenge myself with this and try to meet that deadline. So it's good because it's making me push and create stuff, which is awesome. So check it out if you haven't done so. Hopefully you'll think it's cool. My announcement regarding music is that I'm putting something together, looking for a drummer. So this is kind of a strange way to go about this, but I have this platform, so why not, right?
Yeah, dude.
If you're over 18 years old, and if you live in the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, in that pocket, that area, or further, if you're willing to drive, I'm not going to drive, so just keep that in mind. And you dig what I do, and you'd like to drum, please send me a message. Just throw me a message, and we'll talk about it. So that's what's going on with me right now.
That should be pretty exciting.
And of course, we should mention we can always download the show at geekfiregifts.com/the show. You can download all the episodes of the show. You can download Rambo's mailbag there. And that site now has ads on it. It has ads. How interesting that it has ads. Ads. All right, moving on. All right, so last week we talked about this. We basically mentioned we're trying to come up with names. A name for the viewers, a name for the listeners. I don't think it's cool just calling them that. While the Grateful Dead have the Deadheads. I forget what other references we made.
There were some.
But we tried to come up with names, and the two that we came up with, we suggested the Rambones or the Ramboros.
Yes.
And we basically said if you like that one, let us know. Or if you have new suggestions, please post them up. And one dude on kingofhate.com actually made a thread with a poll where he had, it was Elvin God, I believe his name was. He had Rambros or Rambones, and people were voting.
Nice.
He just went on and did that on his own, which was cool. But I have compiled a master list of all the different names people suggested, and OJ will read them off to you right now.
All right.
And we will kind of maybe decide which one we like, so go ahead.
All right. Well, first one is by Justy453, Rambo Jays.
Rambo Jays or Ram OJs. I don't know.
I think it's Rambo Jays. It's just, there's a question mark at the end, so
It's a combination of Rambo and OJ.
Yeah.
I like it.
That sounds like a drink that fills you with rage and the ability to shoot machine guns.
Yes.
The next one is you should call your fans Orthodox Ballsites. That's regular games players.
Gotta read the name. Yeah, gotta read the name of the dude who said it.
Yeah. Well, I do it first sometimes, second sometimes. Here, show me how it's done with the next one.
Okay. This one's very interesting to me. We'll talk about it. This is controversial. But this is from the L Joker 88. How about calling the fans shitheads? Shithead for life. And what's interesting about this one, it had the most thumbs up on the entire, it was 40 thumbs up on the entire video, more than any comment. So I don't know. I mean, I like it. It goes along with that, head type thing, deadhead.
Yeah.
That kind of terminology. But I don't know if you at home would appreciate being called a shithead. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, and I'd have some problems saying that.
And OJ doesn't curse. He refuses to curse.
I mean, it's a good idea. I just wouldn't ever be able to say. I'd just be like the best I could do would be like, "Hey, poop heads" or "Hey, zick heads," and that would kind of sound weird.
All right, so I'm gonna write it down because I think that's one of the better ones. So let's continue.
You just want me to shut up? Okay, this one's from Magnetman666. Dude, come on, Ramboners all the way.
Ramboners, I like. I thought maybe people didn't want to be called that, but I think it's really good. I'm gonna write it down as well.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason I get the imagery of people playing trombone. It just sounds like a horn band. All right, well, this next one is by Mogadex, Rambro. I like it.
Yeah, that was one of our suggestions. He says he enjoys the Rambro.
It's short, simple, it's sweet.
Yes.
All right, well, this one's from Brad031793. John Rambo and OJ supporters shall be called the Ballers.
I like it. It's amazing that people came up with all this stuff. They're really creative people out there.
Yeah, I mean,
much more so than us.
Yeah, this probably should have been our job, but we came up with two.
This is how we do things. We go, you work for us and create things for us. That's where we're at now. All right.
Oh dear. Well, this one's from Rod6193, the Rambaholics.
I enjoy it. My problem with that is, I don't drink or anything like that, so I don't know if I would want that type of a terminology. But then again, maybe it's kind of ironic at the same time. So
yeah, well, maybe instead of alcohol, you have John
drunk
Rambo.
on the Rambo.
Yeah.
Holic. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I like it.
Well, Mr. Simon510 says, I say it should be balls related. Teabaggers?
I enjoy the name.
Yeah, as long as they don't get us confused with being a political sect or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the derogatory term for the Tea Party movement, so I don't know. All right.
Yeah, we don't want to get anybody steamed here.
Are you allowed to read this one or you can't?
It's an iffy. It's one of those borderline ones.
I will do it. This guy's... All right, I'll read it first. I think we should be called the infected or the whores, as we all have the digital gonorrhea. His name is PloopTube. PloopTube is an awesome name.
Yeah.
The infected, I understand. The whores? I don't understand that one.
That's going with the gonorrhea thing. But,
and then...
if you have gonorrhea, I'm pretty sure you're not going to be a whore for long. Oh, gosh, I said it anyway. Ah! Okay, it's on the list of words that I try to avoid when I don't have to.
But it's all right if you actually say it.
It's not that bad. It's just like,
all right.
Man.
Let's continue here.
All right, this one's from Mega Final Round, the Rambots.
Rambots.
No, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Now, the one from KGB Omega Red, who's contributed a lot to via comments and questions, he goes for some real imagery here. Like, he paints a picture. So here we go. As balls are said quite a lot in relation to Rambo, we the fans should be related to that. Guys usually have two balls, and these can be signified to be John Rambo and OJ in balls form.
Wow.
And so the fans can be the PUBZ, short for pubic hair, which surround the balls, that being Rambo and OJ, same as when fans surround their loved famous people, no homo.
Wow, that was a lot to think about right there. So what is the name? I don't even know what the name is. The pubes?
Yeah.
Which surround the balls, and we are the balls.
Apparently, yeah.
Oh, that's a lot. That's too deep for me, I think.
Oh, the balls are too deep?
You just made it worse.
I know.
All right, we got Dark Phantom Sky. He says Rambones plus shitheads equal Rambone heads. That's interesting, too.
Yeah, that's actually not... That's
Rambone heads? I'm going to write this down.
It's got,
okay.
What's the word? Not cadence. I don't know.
All right, what else we got?
All right, this one's from XXXX, NejiX1010, XXXX. Oh, Naruto fan. Proud Rambroette.
A Rambroette.
Mm-hmm. Rambros and Rambroettes.
You could do that. You could have like the female version, but there should just be one name that signifies everyone, I think, would be the best.
I mean, it can go either way. Like how you can say actor to mean a man or a woman, but you can also say actress.
You can also say if you want. All right.
That works. All right. Well, Zadruna suggests, how about the Ramballs?
Ramballs is good too. I'm going to write that. I wrote that down.
All right. Well, Nash1350, could have sworn I already said that once today, suggests Balls Army, but balls is in kiss letters.
I like it. I just feel like it's been done many times, like with the army at the end. For instance, like the Kiss Army.
We could be
another.
Go on.
Huh?
I was just saying we could be the Balls Brigade, the Balls Battalion, going for that alliteration thing.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, keep going.
Okay. Lone Stormtrooper is my hero because his first suggestion is awesome. I'm thinking Lamborghinis, which just sounds really cool.
I thought it was Rambo-itis.
Ramborghinis.
That's what that is?
Ramborghinis.
How would you say itis, though? Isn't that how you spell that?
Itis is ITIS, right?
I don't know. I thought it had a weird spelling.
Well, we could go for I mean, we could be Ramboites or Rambitis or something. But I like I'll read the whole comment.
All right, go ahead.
I think Lamborghinis is really cool, but I'm thinking Lamborghinis or the O2Js like Y2J. Keep those balls fresh and pulpy, my friends.
Keep those balls fresh and pulpy. All right, if you say so. Okay, so it was Ramborghinis.
Yeah, Lamborghinis.
Like a Lamborghini?
Like a Lamborghini, yeah.
All right, that's interesting. That's pretty creative.
Yeah.
This next one I really like. I don't think people are going to like it as much as me, but I think it's really good.
All right, this one's from Plywood Cutout Cow. How about Ramborgia, enthusiastic and well-prestiged patrons of the show?
The Ramborgia.
That's pretty great.
I think that's awesome. I really like that. Let me know what you... We'll talk about this at the end, I guess, but I like that one.
Yeah, me too.
What do you got next?
All right, this one's from Modern Warfare 2 God 1111. Yeah, 111. We shall be the ballsy bros and pulpy pals.
The pulpy pals, I think, is great for you. I think that'd be awesome.
That's pretty fun.
I think that works really well.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of alliteration.
And then we got Ronan Hall, 1970, says the Rambo Knights or Ramba Knights.
Huh?
Is that what that is?
Yeah, Rambo Knights. I also like, I also think the Rambo Knights would be pretty cool.
Rambo Knights might be cool as well.
There's a lot.
I don't know. I'm leaning towards the ones I wrote. I have Shitheads, the Ramboners, Ramboneheads, Ramballs. Ramballs is really simple, and I like it. And it works,
Yeah.
And the Ramborgia. The Ramborgia is pretty interesting, I think. You could do some crazy stuff with that one.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Now, I mean, I like Ramborgia, Lamborghinis. Gosh, a lot of these are really good. I still kind of like the Infected, though. It makes me think of Left 4 Dead.
The Infected's really good, but it's too... I feel like it's been done.
That's true. I just think
it's not as distinct. Like you're gonna hear Ramballs. I'm a Ramball. That's pretty specific to what it is. So I don't know. We don't even have to really pick one. It could be use a bunch of them. But out of those, I guess let us know which ones you like. Maybe I'll actually set up an official poll somewhere.
That would be cool.
People can vote on all of the things.
Vote all the things.
Well, we'll vote for one. Don't vote for all, because then that'll just get nowhere with that. All right, I received a special letter to my PM box. I'm gonna have OJ read this. I don't know what to think of it, so I told the guy I just I'm gonna read this off in the show because I don't even know what else to say to you right now.
Okay.
So if you would be so kind, sir, please read it off.
Normal voice or something special?
Just do a normal voice.
Dang. Dear Rambo and OJ, my name is Mr. Panda Sauce. I've been studying the digital gonorrhea disease for several weeks now. I regret to inform you that I found an ingredient that can cure this disease. This ingredient is marijuana. But I think I've made a breakthrough. I have found a bacteria that I can add to the disease that can reject the cure and keep the host infected. This is the only thing that can destroy the cure. It's unfortunate, but with it we can infect the nation with little to no problems. This bacteria can destroy the substance of marijuana that destroys the digital gonorrhea disease. The only side effect is that the host will be high for the rest of his or her life. With your permission, I would like to add this bacteria to the disease. And for your information, this bacteria is OJ scented candles. OJ, you know what to do. Sincerely yours, the Floridian Hospital purposefully causing incurable diseases. Until united we stand together, infected with the digital gonorrhea. Cured and divided, we fall at our adversaries' feet, admitting our defeat. We are one, we are ballsy, we are the Rambros.
Wow, I don't know what to make of this. The part at the end is kind of strange. It says, we fall at our adversaries' feet, admitting our defeat. First of all, we don't fall at anyone's feet here on the show. And if we did, we certainly would not admit defeat.
No, we'd probably do an uppercut from the floor as we stood.
Right. And if we did lose, we would not admit that we lost. We would lie. So that part I don't really get. The rest of it I think is spot on. I think OJ has to make these scented candles. Is that what's going on here? I just love the guy's name is Mr. Panda Sauce.
Oh, yeah.
I just think it's pretty awesome. So I don't really know what to make of it. I'm glad that we got the word out there about this, though.
It's some very important information that we have to make sure reaches the people.
And I appreciate the letter. All right, so I think we're going to take a break, come back with Howard, and do that whole thing. But I just want to, before we go, I'll let you know next week's show is the holiday episode. So I'm excited about that. What do you think?
Oh, it'll be a wonderful time to celebrate the season and talk about plans with our families and everything. All right, so please send in your comments, questions regarding Christmas, Santa, all that stuff. We always love holiday horror stories here. We always like to focus on the negative here on the show. Not like Jim Henson. Jim Henson's about the positive. We're about the negative. If you have horror stories about Christmas, you got the wrong gift, terrible gifts you got, things of that nature, please post them up in the comments section or PM them to me or OJ, and that'd be really appreciated. I'll read them off next week. So stay tuned for the holiday episode next week. Coming up next is Howard. We will get some inside information on Project 7. Excellent.
Stay tuned. Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Our special guest today is from youtube.com/Howard Showcases. Very original name, by the way. He's the owner of Don'tBlowThis.com, and he will be starring in the upcoming Project 7 series, which will debut at MagFest 2012. Your friend, my friend, ladies and gentlemen, Howard is on the show.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure. Actually, it's not a pleasure. It's an honor to be on this show. I finally get to meet OJ for the first time.
No, I get to meet you, sir.
Whoa. Just wanted to start off by saying that, I talk to John on a weekly basis, and this show actually makes me, helps me move on my day when I'm working. That's why I'm always bugging John when the next episode comes out.
That is good, Howard. You're saying all the correct things.
Thank you.
That's why you were allowed to come on today, because of your great compliments.
Oh, come on.
That's cool that you never met OJ before, so this is kind of interesting, because people always ask how we all met each other. So for this relationship you guys are now forming together, it happened here on the show.
Yeah, so all you listeners out there, this is the beginning.
The beginning. Something beautiful, I'm sure. So,
do we hold hands?
I don't know where I'm going with that.
Should I grab my microphone? What?
I don't know. I'm worried.
So let's continue here. Howard, you are a beloved figure. You have many fans, but many people have been commenting recently. They haven't seen you in a lot of videos, and as many as you used to be in. And when we did the announcement of an announcement video, which was 2 weeks ago with Phil, where we announced that there will be an announcement, there's a few people actually saying, "Who is that guy?" So it shows you how much things have changed over the last couple of months, and how much things have grown. That you've been in so many videos, and some people don't know who you are. They're new. So why don't you bring everyone up to speed? What have you been up to recently? What's been going on with you?
Well, as most of you guys know, I've kind of taken a step back with the channel. I do apologize to the fans. I have like a steady following. It's like I haven't checked it in the last, I don't know, like month or so, but looks like I have roughly around 5,000 subscribers. So again, I do apologize for that. But the focus that I've been having in the last like year or so is this whole thing with streaming. So, I'm trying to put Don't Blow This on the map. We're trying to emerge as one of the powerhouses for streaming. If you do watch our streams, you will notice that we have a higher quality stream, or higher than that of the major streamers out there. So it's just basically putting ourselves on the map. Actually, I want to thank the fans for the support that we've been getting, especially with the tournaments that we have been doing. So I want to thank you, John, and DSP for doing the commentary, because without you guys, I wouldn't have met the prerequisites that we needed to get the partner status on Twitch TV. So it's basically been doing that. I have been doing some videos with Respect the Pact, and right. I don't know if you want to introduce who Respect the Pact is, or
I got that. We'll get to that. Let's focus on Don't Blow This though, because you brought that up first. So don'tblowthis.com, you actually own the website.
Yes,
it is a Street Fighter based website.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you let the good people know what's going on over there?
Should we go about the inception of Don't Blow This, or?
If you want to run over it quickly, I mean,
Yeah, Don't Blow This started last year, or no, actually, it's almost 2 years.
Probably
right?
about 2 years. Yeah, probably about 2 years ago.
Yeah, about 2 years ago. Don't Blow This started because of Super Battle Opera. When John, myself, and DSP went the first time, it all started with buying the arcade cabinets, and it's been a crazy ride since then. Some people ask why we went with the name Don't Blow This, right. And so it's actually a funny story. It's because of Chris. We all know Chris Doyle tends to be a little over the top at times. Right. If you do look up, there is a video on YouTube where he it's him and who is it, Fred, right? And they're like,
yes,
yeah, that's his infamous video. So
yeah, he has a couple like famous, like some of the phrases that Chris comes up with have gone viral. And the one you brought up, I think he was playing, I think a Super Turbo match, and he did something in the match. He's like, "I told you I could do it. I told you I could do it." And that became like a in the fighting game community, that became like a viral saying. And then I think when he was playing with us early on, like 2 years ago, and his brother was playing a match, right?
Yeah, he was like, I guess his brother was playing Damien, and Damien at the time was playing Ryu. So his brother was using Cammy, and his brother was doing a really good job of spacing. But the thing was if you look at some of the prior pictures that John had posted on his Twitter account, you can see how tight the room is. The room was really, really small. And there was like 8, sometimes 10 guys in that room. It was ridiculous. So what happened was I was actually sitting near the window. I think John was sitting more towards the door, and Chris was directly behind David. So like, the match is going on. David makes a couple of mistakes, and Chris is in his face saying, "Don't blow it. Don't blow it." And then like he gets up and he yells, "You fucking blow it! You blow it!"
I think he actually did start saying, "Don't blow this" eventually.
Yeah, he did. So
don't blow this.
Yeah.
Don't blow this.
So it took a while. Like we wanted to make a website, like Rambo and myself. So it took probably about about a month, right, for us to try to figure out what the name should be.
Yeah, I think we were just trying to figure it out, and we had all kinds of stupid names, and then we're just like, I think one of the names we wanted to do was Taken or something.
Yeah, it was Don't Blow It. It was
Don't
Taken.
Blow It.
Yeah, which I think was a porn website. So I don't know why.
Wait, that seems backwards. But go on.
What do you mean by
that? Is true. I don't know why. Why would your points that shouldn't it be yes blow this or something like that?
Yeah, seriously.
All right.
Sorry. Please do go on.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So that was the inception of Don't Blow This, and we have been it's been growing since then. So you started seeing people like Mars Gotti show up, Arthur, Tecmo Super Bowl, and Riz, and Riz right. was one of the key members to Team USA this past year, right?
Yeah, Don't Blow This has produced several Togeki qualifiers
Yes.
for Super Battle Opera, so it's pretty cool. And it was initially Super Turbo streams, and then you guys started doing the other games, I guess. So why don't you tell a little bit about that and stuff you've been doing, and where people can actually watch the streams now?
Okay, yeah. So, Chris and I started experimenting with using other programs and stuff, and doing, like the newer age like fighting games, because for a while it seemed as if like the Super Turbo like streams were starting to get a bit stale, and people were so used to watching like streams for newer games that we started doing like the newer games. So since we began doing that, I got a phone call from Walter. Some of you may know him as Bacardi on SRK. He's a mod. So so he contacted me asking me if I would be interested in streaming his events. There were events at the time for gaming, etc. So I said, yeah, I don't mind doing them. So at that time I had already like gone through like a lot of equipment, so I said, let me just put this equipment to good use. So from then we started streaming these events, and the events started getting bigger and bigger, and like we've been getting a lot of people like logging in to watch the streams. We've been getting a lot of like top players to come down to play from New York, from it's basically from the whole New England. Actually, it's not even just the tri-state area. So
you guys actually you're on Twitch TV.
Yes.
So it's twitch.tv/don'tblowthis.
Yes.
And you guys actually are now producers or something?
Yeah, we have producer status. So what that means is that we can actually finally start getting some sort of revenue back from the streams. Yeah, and a lot of people were complaining that the streams, they couldn't view the stream because their computer was wasn't update, or it wasn't a decent computer, or people were trying to, which I still don't understand, trying to watch from a phone.
I don't know. Yeah, you're on the train, I guess, or something. I don't know.
So people were complaining that they couldn't view it. So
I can't watch this from my phone while I'm on a plane. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't blow these jerks.
So we finally, with the producer status, we're capable of providing the best possible quality at the and not at the user's expense. So now they can view in different like resolutions. They can pick. So when you just start off on Twitch, you can't have that feature. That's only a feature to producer or partner program. So
that's something you guys had. You had to earn the producer stats. That's something like everyone gets. It's almost like becoming a YouTube partner in a lot of ways. Like you had to have a certain amount of views, and
yeah, exactly.
You guys worked hard to get that. So congrats about that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I just want to add, you guys should check out the Don'tBlowThis.com forum. I actually run the forum there, and it's a good place to go. What do you have to say about this, Howard?
It is a great place to go. A lot of issues. I don't want to dig myself in a hole, but a lot of issues that you have with certain forums is that you come in as like a new player, or you come in as a new player, and you try to like mingle into the new, into this like community, and with some of these websites, they're not as welcoming. So like, you make a mistake. People make mistakes. You post in the wrong thread or whatever, and then you start getting like flamed to pieces. Don't Blow This isn't about that. It's more of like it's community oriented. The mods are great.
We don't put up with a lot of the nonsense, so it's a good place to go and just have a good time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny though, talking about the website, is that it seems as if like everything got divvied up. So like John basically owns the website. I pay for the website, but John runs the website.
That's how I like it.
And then I run like the streaming aspect of it with Chris. So yeah, everything. We've been getting a lot more people like signing up for the forums, and like even the Twitch TV stuff. Actually, right now we're doing like 24-hour streams. So if you guys want,
so you can go to if you go on Xbox Live, right, and you want to play Street Fighter 4, for instance. You look for, is it DBT Stream?
Yeah, but it depends. Like sometimes we're doing Marvel 3, and sometimes we're doing Super 4. So
all right, so you're playing either game. They do on twitch.tv/don'tblowthis. They do 24-hour streaming. So if you go on to Xbox Live, and if they're doing Street Fighter 4 at the time, you look for DBT Stream as the Xbox Live account, and you join that lobby, and you play in that lobby. You're on the stream.
Yes.
Huh.
So people should definitely check that out. And so twitch.tv/don'tblowthis, and you can watch the stream while it's going on, or don'tblowthis.com, check out the forums.
Yes.
So let's talk about talk about YouTube. Let's talk about how you got started in the wonderful world of YouTube.
Oh my
It's
god.
the best place ever, YouTube. It's awesome. Everyone loves it.
Yeah. Well.
Very high.
My god.
Do you remember the first videos you were in?
Yes. Well, the first video I was in with Phil, or the first video I did by myself.
No. The first video you ever were in on YouTube.
Yes, I remember it.
Well, I don't know. What was it?
It was the video that I was doing. It was a segment that Phil was making called East Coast Customs or something like that. Yeah, that was the first video I was ever in.
That was like what, 3 years ago or something?
Yeah, it was 3 years ago. One of the things I told Phil was, he was really, adamant about doing this series. So I said, yeah, I'll do it, but don't show my face, because at that time I had the same like stigma that you did as well. Is that you never showed up in videos for a while, right?
Well, even Phil, like people don't realize he didn't put himself on camera for a good like 7-8 months.
Yeah.
Before he wasn't even on, he was never on camera, and then eventually he, turned the camera around on himself like a good like 6 months into it. So.
Well, yeah, exactly, and that was one of the things I told him, and I didn't even want my voice on it. He was saying everything. Like I had like gone through like the whole thing that I was doing with him prior to this.
Right.
So I didn't really want to like be on. I was like, at that time I was like really shy, and I was never really like put on the spot like that.
Well, it's a strange thing. I think we all had to kind of get used to all this. As time went on, we all became more comfortable. But at first, I think for everyone it was kind of strange.
Just putting yourself out there, man.
Oh yeah,
yeah, definitely weird. And it wasn't like something. It was never like our idea in the first place. It was Phil doing his thing, and then it was like, well, what's going on? You're doing videos, okay? And so
yeah, we just I don't know. I felt like I got sucked into it.
Oh, we all got sucked into it.
So
there was never a moment where it was like you decided like, I will be on YouTube now. No, it didn't happen like that. You were just kind of pulled into it, and all of a sudden like it's like you are on it now.
Yeah, you weren't paying attention. You were in a couple videos, and then all of a sudden you were like, well, I'm on YouTube. I guess I'd better make another video.
Oh
yeah, it's East Coast Customs. I think Howard, I know you were in it. I remember watching when it first came out, and like your face is never in it, and you're wearing like a wife beater.
Oh,
and
man.
You never say anything. People were like, "Who is this guy?"
No, what's worse is that like the comments, man, and like I'm really like I was really self-conscious at the time, because I had changed jobs, or no, I was into this position for a while, and I was working in the warehouse at my job, and it was like I was a little bit more lethargic, so I did gain some weight, and like they fun call me fat and everything else, and I was like, oh my god, I don't want to ever do this again.
Oh
yeah, it's you definitely get over a lot of things about you. Like people, anything about you, they'll pick out. Certain people on there will pick it out and try to go at you with it, but after a while, like you kind of own it in a lot of ways, and it's kind of cathartic and helps you, like just be like, whatever, say whatever you want about me, I don't care, that kind of thing.
Yeah, you must own your own boiler suit.
Yes, well, John knows all about this, so I think it's like whoever's on camera, you always get like there's always a hazing period at first. I think.
Yeah, if they know one person on camera but not the other one, there's a really big, like trial by fire for the first few hundred comments.
If you show up enough times and you say some funny stuff, then they kind of like, oh, we like you now.
Yeah,
but,
and that's what I found odd about it. It's like you had said. I think everybody really forgot about it and just moved on.
So you've done a ton of videos with Phil and myself, and several playthroughs. Work for Cybertron. You've done Call of Duty with Phil. A ton of Street Fighter videos, like 1 million of them.
Oh, actually, you know what? Let's go back to that War of Cybertron. I want to touch on something.
Yeah.
Some people, one of the comments or several comments that I read was, "Oh, this guy isn't doing anything." Dude, I was awake for 24 hours. I had left. I went to work at 4 a.m, and then I got to Phil's house. It was like 8 o'clock at night, and we played till like 3 a.m. So at that time, 1 o'clock in the morning, dude, I fell asleep playing. So I was like walking into a wall. And everybody's like, "Oh, what's this guy doing? Oh, he sucks." I'm like, "Dude,
it's just how
that's how the Decepticons won."
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very critical community at times, so it's just how it is. But the comment that made you a legend forever in the hearts of many,
oh my God,
the hearts of America and the world, was we were in Nashville, Tennessee, and at Jack in the Box restaurant, you made the comment "turban full of bombs," which swept the nation. People loved. I think after that moment, people loved you, and they were, "This guy's amazing," and they thought the comment was. It's brought up today still.
Oh my god.
So I don't even know what to ask you about that.
I'm never.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. What were your thoughts? What are your general thoughts on this entire wild ride, the past 3 years, whatever it's been, that we've all been on, and how things have changed since day one? What are your thoughts on this wild, crazy ride we've been on?
At first I was a little reluctant, just for the fact that like I'm really like a personal person. I try not to put so much out there.
Right.
But what it has taught me is that like it has taught me that I do have another side, and it's and I think it's for the most part it's like all of us. It's like we really grow into this, and it's like for me, I try to look at everything from that everything's like an experience. So I learned a lot about myself, and I learned a lot about like interacting with people,
right,
like in general. So for them, I don't know, like it has been a very wild ride, very wild. And I would, to be honest with you, I would never see myself, even when I was younger, to be in the position that I am in now. In some sense, when you look at it, we are quote unquote celebrities. I
mean, it's I don't know how accurate that term is.
No, but like
you're known by people, by a smaller group of people, but there's people all around the world that may know who you are. But it's not like any type of huge mainstream success, but it's still more than the average person will ever get in their life. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, the turning point for me, I'm going to be honest with you, the turning point for me was the Super Street Fighter 4 launch party that we had at Play and Trade. When when that kid came up to us and asked us for an autograph. To me, that was the turning point of this whole thing this whole ride that we've been on, because I would have never thought that somebody would come up to me and ask me for my autograph.
Yeah, it was a really kind of a surreal moment. I think it was the first time that happened to any of us, but it's like, because you do this stuff on YouTube and you see the comments and things like that, and that's like in your computer, okay? But it's never really translates. That was the first time it translated to the real world, where there was like an actual person in front of you that was like, "Oh, I like you," or whatever, and you're like, "Whoa." But,
it's not just text on the screen. It's like somebody seriously.
Do you remember the first time that you met Phil, or how did you meet Phil?
Well, that's a funny story. Phil, I like really met Phil was like 4 years ago, but because he was always, we did live in the same town, and I did play like the first fighting game that I played like in tournaments was Marvel 1. I actually played him in tournament, and I've played him like going to the arcade and stuff. I used to play him a lot, and from that first time when I was a kid, actually I was maybe like 12, 13 years old when I had like played him in an arcade. I used to I really didn't like him because he always had this like what's the word? He was always angry. You know what I'm saying? He was like really somebody that was hard to like approach. Even to ask like simple like strategy questions. He was like really difficult to approach. But it was just funny though, because when I started seeing him again, or when I joined us arcade and I started going to his house, going to the going to his gatherings and stuff, and I started finding videos on YouTube, I said, are you shitting me? This guy is really famous. And what was funny is that my brother-in-law now, it used to be like a really, really good Marvel 1 player and Marvel 2 player. And when I talked to him about it, he couldn't even believe it either. That, Phil's he's a YouTube star. And no one could at that time.
Right.
But, was
Phil already on YouTube by the time you started hanging out with him?
No, he was just emerging on YouTube.
Right, okay.
Yeah. But at that time that I had met him was when you guys started going to these Super Turbo tournaments hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
cool. Before we get into the Project 7 stuff, I know people are dying to find out about. But you have your YouTube channel, as we described, youtube.com/Howard Showcases. What can you tell people about the channel? What can they find on there right now if they want to go check it out? What kind of stuff do you have on there?
Well, I have some playthroughs that we had started you and I had started a let's play shitty games, like really shitty games.
Right.
So that never really I still have footage of the last shitty game that we played that I didn't put up, so I have to put that up. But
Oh boy.
we kind of axed that thing because those games were really bad, man. Like,
Right.
good lord, like
Well, why you tell people about the
atrocities.
bad stuff first? Tell them about the good stuff.
About
What's
the
the good stuff?
oh,
What
yeah,
can you tell us about your channel? Well, here's the crappiest things you can
yeah,
watch.
yeah.
Come on, what's the good stuff?
The good stuff is like I try to document as much as I could of the trip that I made to Japan. Then
Right.
I tried to I did a few playthroughs, I think, and it was just mostly like I was trying. It was that whole channel. The whole idea of the channel was because I was using it for a means to go, to document my trip to Japan, and that was it. I never really thought of the future of the channel.
Yeah, it's pretty much exactly what I did too.
So
I only figured this out like a couple months ago. What I was going to do with it. to be
yeah,
honest with you.
exactly. So I'm gonna try to like focus a little bit more on it, but I do have a couple of things in store with in regards to like Respect the Pact. We're working on a couple of projects, and one of the things that people kept asking about that they want me to do is what I'm going to do with this new channel. I'm trying to make it like a surprise.
Okay.
So yeah, we're working on like a special thing. So hopefully we'll release that information soon.
All right, it's a perfect segue into our next segment here. On September 19th, 2011, a video came out featuring you. It was the first time you did a video outside of our usual group of myself and Phil. You did something completely different involving acting, special effects, and all that stuff. And the video was Street Fighter on iPhone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can actually watch this video right now. It's at youtube.com/Respect the Pact. So let's talk about Respect the Pact. How did you meet Respect the Pact? How do you know these guys?
Respect the Pact. Let's see here. A couple
Well, first of all, who is Respect the Pact? We just keep calling them that.
Okay.
Who are these people?
Respect the Pact is a group of guys. Actually, for the most part, it's two guys. It's Andre Ferreira and Paul Ferreira. They're cousins, and one of them went to both of them went to like film academy. So they wanted to make videos with special effects. So the whole point of the whole reasoning behind Respect the Pact is to, make videos to show that they're capable of doing special effects. That was the whole point of the channel.
How did you meet these guys in the first place?
Actually, we've been friends since we were kids. So Paul, one of the members of Respect the Pact, actually he was one of my mentors. He taught me how to film. So when he would go to like film school at night, when he would come back, he would teach me things.
Oh, wow.
Go on with it. So I picked up a lot of things. A lot of things I forgot, but for the most part, try to get special angles and stuff like that I got from them.
So these guys are pretty much like childhood friends, kind of.
Yeah, we used to. This sucks. We used to film with. Well, at that time, I was. It's kind of odd for me to say this, but I used to go to church a lot. So we were all,
What's wrong with that?
Church friends.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying that, you see me now, it doesn't look like that, especially with the things that I say, or the way that I act. But we used to make like we used to film like the service. So the church had purchased all this like high-end equipment, like these really nice cameras and stuff like that. So when service was over, we used to start like filming things. So yeah.
Wow, I didn't even know this.
Yeah, so there's a video that we had made that was like at that time it was like Matrix had just started coming out, so we made like a Matrix X-esque type video. But that freaking video is lost. Nobody knows where the video is. Yeah. I have mini DV tapes, and I thought I had the video, but I don't. And this was when mini DV was like popular. This is borderline like digital analog. It's still analog, but it's digital, but it's not. I'm
So
really
these guys
pissed.
went from church service videos to Project 7.
Yeah, to Project 7.
This is what is going on here. All right, so how did you get involved in their videos? did all this come about that they started making videos on YouTube and then somehow you got involved in it? How did all this go down?
Oh my God. Well, I haven't talked to these guys in years. So, like about 3-4 years ago, we started playing Ghost Recon. We used to play Ghost Recon a lot. It was like an every like Thursday thing. Then I stopped playing. Then, you know, we lost contact for a couple years after that. And then all of a sudden I get a phone call from them. They were wondering, we were just talking about YouTube in general, and they saw that I had a channel and the channel was doing really good and this and that. And they wanted some tips on trying to emerge as some YouTube stars. So
they had basically found the channel, your channel.
Yeah.
And then they were interested in doing YouTube stuff, so they contacted you.
Yes. So with my limited knowledge of YouTube startings and things like that, they asked me to make this video with them. They wanted to make like a Street Fighter type video. So I said, yeah, I'll do it. And this was the week of my birthday. So
okay.
Yeah, so it's like 3 days after my birthday, they call me, they say, we're going to film on Sunday, is that all right with you? I said, yeah. So we meet at the back of the old Borders in Fairfield. And it's like a double decker like parking garage. So we're at the top floor so nobody can bother us. So they're like, we go through the lines. I cannot stress this enough. When you want to film something, please make sure you write a script. This thing with going with it's one thing when you're doing playthroughs and you just go with it. You can't do that with a movie. That's why the lines are so cheesy, especially in that video, was because we just came up with the lines like 5 minutes prior to us like filming.
Right.
And I went through like 30 different takes because I keep laughing or I forget the line or whatever. So it was like, basically go with it. So, it was a rush. Like I never went through that like kind of like acting kind of a thing. So
yeah. What was it like for you to be part of like do acting and being like a production like that? It's different than the videos we always make because we just record and do whatever make things up on the fly and improv things. So this is the first time you actually had to have like set lines and stuff. So what was that like for you?
I don't know.
The transition.
It was a little nerve-wracking. It's like you said, you just go with it. I'm so used to doing that. And then to like read a line, and I have like horrible memory. I think I got to start drinking like, what is that, ginkgo biloba or whatever?
Yeah.
Because I can't remember what I ate yesterday.
Wow.
So, for me to like have to like sit there, like sift through lines and stuff, it's like, it's very daunting. And then like, it gets to a point like you could even, I don't want to say much, but when you watch some of the behind the scenes for the other videos that I've done, it's hard looking at somebody, like looking in their face to try to do lines, especially when you're thinking like you're trying to make a joke or something. You're like, oh my God, I'm just gonna, and then you start laughing or you make a mistake or whatever. Right. So we got
a lot of stories about when we filmed the first episode of Project 7. I'm sure we'll save all that stuff until around the time we're gonna put it out. Yeah. But so you did the Street Fighter video.
Yeah.
And you came to me after that, and you showed me the video. I thought it was awesome, and I favorited it, and I tweeted it, and I tried to promote it as much as I could. And you started going, you should be involved in what these guys are doing. You should get involved in this. So I was like, yeah, maybe somewhere down the line we'll do something. You're pushing me to get involved. And then they put out the Gears of War video, and you're also in that one. So after I saw that one, I was like, all right, we got to do something with these guys. And in my mind, already, it was Project 7. We had to do Project 7, because that's what people always ask about. And, it's 2 years old, and people always ask about it. I would get messages about it. I wasn't even involved in that stupid thing. So I'm like, in my mind, it's got to be Project 7. And so then we kind of talked about it. Then we went to Phil, because, obviously he had to be on board with it also. And Phil's always said he wanted to do a web series. And, he always wanted to do some sort of web series. Like, from time to time, we would watch some sort of video and be like, man, we should be able to do something like that. But we never had the technical prowess to do something like that, with effects and all that. But now with these guys, we had the ability to do so. So I think we talked about what we could do with Phil, And I think I was pushing for Project 7, and I think you were kind of on board for whatever, right?
Yeah, to me it was like when we had talked about it, when you had said Project 7, I was like, let's do it. To me it was like, I just wanted to I just wanted to act because
You got the bug.
yeah, exactly. I did a couple, I did these 2 videos actually. Technically, we did 3 videos. I'm so freaking, going back to what we were talking about, I'm so freaking pissed. And I tell these guys all the time, I'll never let that go. Dude, we did a Modern Warfare type of video, right? Inside of like a park, right? Dude, whenever you film something that requires you to use prop guns, make sure you pick an area that is isolated. I cannot stress this enough. Oh my God, dude! We get there, we start filming. We go through this like trail in Fairfield, walking around. Nobody shows up, dude. This is like at 7:30 in the morning. As soon as we start filming, people start walking through the trails. I'm like, oh my God, dude! Oh my God! We're never gonna get this done. So going through it, we're filming. People start acting like they start acting funny. So and then one dude like just jogging down. He looks at us. And then he turns around, like he passes us. Then he backs up. He looks around. He goes, "Hey, what are you guys filming?" And he's red, dude. Like he's scared. And like, "Oh no, we're just taking pictures of this house." It was like a house, dude, in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So it was like the perfect like scenery, like the perfect background for like this type of like video, like shooter type video. So he looks around and he's like really scared. So and then he just bolts like out of there, dude. Like clockwork. 5 minutes after, guess who walks up the trail? Fairfield police.
Oh,
Nice.
Start asking us questions, dude. Now, there's 5 adults and 1 minor. So they start asking us questions. Hey, what are you guys doing? And this and that. Start getting our IDs and everything. And then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh my God, dude, we're going to jail.
Right.
Like seriously, we're going to jail. So he asks us. The cop asks us, he goes, "Hey, you wouldn't happen to have anything," and we had to hide everything. "You wouldn't happen to have anything that would cause suspicion?" No, no, dude, that is the worst thing you can do. I can't, dude. You got to be honest with these people. No, dude, and he starts asking us, and he's like, "Well, if are you sure?" No, and this and that. All right, well, I'm gonna have to look through your stuff. And as soon as he said that, I think one of us said, "We have pop guns."
Nice.
So he was like,
"Lie to the cops."
Yes.
Good.
So he was like, all you had to do was be honest, because if I found this, you could have gone to jail, because this is a fake gun and this and that. So
causing a disturbance.
Yeah, we're causing a disturbance. So. He lets us, he says, "Listen, how long are you going to be?" "Oh, we're going to be like another hour." "All right, try to film as, quickly as possible and then just leave." I already, spoke to my supervisor and he said that, it's okay to film. So I said, okay. So, dude, we get all these like cool angles and this and that, blah, blah, blah. Freaking get in the car, dude, heading home. We're like, oh, they said, "Oh, we're going to start editing. We're going to, this is going to look great and this and that." Dude, next day when I wake up, fucking poison ivy in my arm.
Oh, yeah. I think it was at your house like 2 days later.
Oh, my God, dude. And then the day after that, we had to axe all the videos. I said, What? I said, "What, dude? I got poison ivy, man. You better freaking put this video out." I had to take one for the team. Well,
Did it actually come out?
No, it never came out.
It was never released.
Never released.
Oh,
What happened was, one of the reasons was the minor that we had, the idiot decides to go and post on Facebook that we got stopped by the cops. His mom goes and has a freaking fit, dude, a fit. So that was one of the reasons why we had to axe the video.
Nice.
I was pissed. But
well, it's the trials and tribulations of filming.
Yes.
All right, so you got involved with respect to Pact. Then you kind of brought me into it. You wanted to bring me into it. And then we all met at Phil's. And we kind of talked about some stuff. And I was pushing for Project 7. I think he was kind of reluctant at first to do Project 7. And he was kind of like, well, that was 2 years ago. And it was supposed to originally be this other idea that I had. And, those videos are so bad that I made. And it's kind of been put to rest. Maybe we should do something different. So we weren't really sure, like, what we were going to do. We wanted to do something with these guys. And we had a series of meetings at your house to discuss, it was basically you, me, Phil, and Respect the Pact. And we had these meetings at your house, and we kind of like sat there. I remember the first time we all met, and we were kind of sitting there throwing ideas around. And for me, like, we saw how professional those guys were and their expertise in the field, and we kind of like, all right, maybe this could work. And one of the meetings we had, we actually all sat together, and we watched the original Project 7 videos.
Oh my god!
Which is pretty funny. And we actually had a hard time finding them on YouTube. We're like, we got to look these up. We couldn't really find them on YouTube because Phil's channel is like such a, Dark Side Phil's channel was such a mess. But we all sat there and watched the original videos, and we started sharing some ideas that we had about it, and they felt like it could be done, and they had great ideas for special effects and things like that. Let me ask you, did you have any doubts about whether we could bring this Project 7 into like the present and do something with it?
Initially I did, and it wasn't even a lot of it was because of the storyboard. That's what I got worried about, especially since neither of us have any experience, writing out like a whole story or like a whole script when it comes to like a web series. It's one thing, to be able to edit this stuff and to film this stuff. It's another thing to write a script and get creative and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, the challenge was really like the challenge writing this was like, how do we take this two-year-old 3-video series that was never completed and had a different intention, and then have it accomplish what we want to now, which is like a series that's going to be completely different with great effects and all this other stuff. So that was kind of like the challenge in writing it, and we weren't sure if we were going to be able to do it. Do you think that we were able to accomplish that?
Do you think we accomplished it, or?
Yeah, do you think that we did a good job with it?
Oh, you bet your ass we did. Dude, that was a lot of like hard work, and and to be honest with you, with this whole thing that we did, the person that I was most surprised with was Phil, because in essence, Phil is like a very, very organized person, and I always thought that he was very disorganized and stuff like that. But when it came to this whole thing, he took it very, very seriously. So like,
yeah, we're all about being professional, and that was one of the things before when we had meetings, like I said, with Respect the Pact, and like before we went over to your house, we kind of were like looking for certain things from them to see if this would actually work, and like this is a great time investment, and we're not going to go forward with this if we're going to make sure like people are going to show up on time. I think they're going to be done in a certain order. So, and we totally got that vibe from these guys. They're total pros, Oh
yeah, and like I said, I was surprised at how well we all worked well together. Especially when it came to like I said, came to the ideas. The whole storyboard thing. I threw in some ideas, but it was the majority of it was you and Phil, and you came up with like a lot of good ideas. So. Would you ever think that you would have this kind of knowledge to be able to, build like a storyboard for like a web series?
I've watched so much TV and watched so many movies in my life. I should be able to do something.
You had to pick something
to be honest,
up, right?
Like this is what I've always wanted to do. To be honest, like I don't know if there's something I've ever revealed or whatever. But from the time I was like a kid, like I always wanted to write shows and movies and scripts and things. And this is like that I finally had this opportunity to do this. And I think all of our eyes kind of lit up that we could do this now with effects, and then like we would suggest something, and then Respect the Pact guys would be like, well, we could create this in the video, that like some sort of special. We're like, whoa, you could do that, and then like that became part of it, and then it was a great time, and basically it was a lot of work. What were the steps? I think we had to make a storyboard.
Yeah, we had to make a story.
Got together several times. I think we had to. First we met with the guys, then we watched all the Project 7 stuff. Then we storyboarded. Then we sat there and wrote one day.
Yep.
Then we did a read-through one day.
Yep.
So it was a lot of stuff, and it was a good time, though. I mean, it was pretty fun. So.
Yeah, and I'm still upset that you guys axed my first idea. But...
Well, it was a little intense. Well, here's the thing, though. Like, one of the things was like, this is going to be a series, and we figured out it was going to be a 10-episode series, or 10 to 12 episodes, or whatever it's going to be. You don't want to do too much right away, so maybe your idea will come in later on,
It better come in, shit. I put a lot of thought in that shit.
So how do you feel like the initial episode came out? Is it better than you thought it would be? Is it not as good? What do you have to say about it?
I don't know. It's kind of hard. Like, I was actually really surprised at how well it wasn't even the technical aspect of the video, but it was more like the story. Like,
Yeah.
you know, everything like from the beginning to the end, it flowed like freely and very like easy. I thought it was going to be very clunky, you know, especially
Yeah,
for something.
you have no real idea of how it's gonna all flow. And like for me, I was very happy that it came out it's very funny.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
you don't know, like you could write jokes, but you don't know if the jokes are gonna work segment by segment when you all string them all together. But it really does. It flows really well, I think.
Yeah, and then what's funny is that like even some of the lines that we had in this little short, you know, what would you call it? As a pilot, right?
Yeah, it's the first episode, basically.
Yeah, so you figure the first episode, like a lot of the lines were like stuff that were thought right on the spot. It wasn't even like scripted.
Yeah, I'd say most of my stuff I changed while we were doing it.
Yeah,
They do that a lot in movies and stuff, more than you'd realize.
Right.
I guess you'd realize it now, huh?
yeah, I do realize it.
After having done it yourselves.
So I think that the first episode's very much a love letter to the longtime fans because there's so many references to. I'm not going to get into any spoilers here. There's many references to things that have happened with us and things we've done or said or things like that in this first episode. But I still also think there's many funny moments for people that are new and also people that never heard of us before. So let's ask OJ. OJ saw Project 7.
Oh,
Yup.
you did.
He did see it, yes, and he.
That ain't right, man. You're not supposed to be showing this to everybody.
I mean,
OJ can see it. It's okay.
oh, wait a minute. Yeah, OJ is part of.
OJ's part of the crew now.
I thought I was
Well,
part of the gang.
What is
So-
it? What is it? What do you call this? The DSP sextuplet or
I've never heard of
sextagon?
that. I've never heard of that.
Quintuplet?
I never
You guys
heard of this.
talking about me behind my back or something?
What are you talking about, John? All right, here's my question to OJ.
Oh,
Since you're someone that maybe doesn't know of all the references and things,
Yeah.
how did you feel about the episode? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, that
Was
was
it
great, man. I want to see more. You know, I'm just eagerly awaiting it over here. I mean, I heard, you know, I've heard some stories from John, but definitely not everything to catch all the references and stuff. So
So there are some references maybe that you don't get, but do you have the compulsion maybe to go find out what they are?
I would like to know everything.
Okay. So there's a couple things in there that the average person may not understand, but this is the first episode. It's more of like a throwback and an appreciation for all the people that wanted Project 7 for all these years, you know. And I think as the series goes on, it's going to open up to a more broader scope of people, you know.
Yeah, when we first watched it, to me it was like surreal, like even seeing like a completed project, you know. And what was even crazier is that we completed this in a short amount of time. You know,
Yeah, we did it like it was like 1 day of filming.
Yeah, it was actually it was 1 day of filming, but
It's like 10 hours or something.
But if you add all the time that we spent on it, we basically spent like it was actually in the time span of a month. So from the inception of the idea to the end result, you know, it worked great, and you know, like I said, we figured out that we all work well together, and you know,
well, I think that's something I knew, you know, because we've done a lot of stuff together, but. In this environment, this was a new animal for us.
Well, yeah, exactly, and like you know, when we watched when we watched the episode after they completed editing it, you know, I watched it. Well, John and I we watched it several times because you know, to me, I couldn't believe it. Like seriously, I couldn't believe it, and I couldn't believe it was that good.
Yeah, it was actually better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I didn't know if it was going to flow correctly, and if it would be as funny. I think it's really funny. So, and we got to give shout out. I hope we respect the Pact. I hope they get a nice, a lot of attention for this.
They should.
And like they did all the hard work. You know, I think we're gonna soak up a lot of the attention, but they kind of deserve maybe even more than we do. You know, because they're the ones that did the hard work and sat there and edited and added the effects and all that stuff. So without them, it wouldn't have been possible to do it. So.
Yeah, and then you got John Rambo complaining that he didn't have a trailer. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, I need to be comfortable. I can't do my best. I guess. I hope everyone goes and subscribes to them. It's youtube.com/respectthepact. And There's several videos on there featuring Howard doing stuff. The Street Fighter, the Gears of War.
Oh my God.
All that stuff. So the last thing I want to talk about with you and OJ as well is MagFest.
Yeah.
And we're all going. We're all three of us are going. Phil's going. Respect the Pact is going as well, right?
Yes, they're coming with me. You guys are leaving earlier than us, right?
I think we're leaving a day before you, but we're all going to be there for the panel.
Yes.
So OJ, myself, Howard, Phil, and Respect the Pact. You can't do better than that.
No, you cannot.
Winning combination.
So we're all going to be at the panel. We're going to have basically like a press conference style table. We're all going to be sitting behind it. We're going to debut and do a showing of Project 7, and then we're going to do a Q&A.
Yes.
So you can ask us all kinds of questions.
Yes.
So you've actually never done the convention thing with me and Phil, so I think it's going to blow your mind, and John's been through it. But are you excited about the MagFest? What are some things you're looking forward to doing over there?
Hopefully we make it for that Nobuo Uematsu composer thing.
Final Fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, is it Distant Worlds? Is that the concert series they're doing this time?
I don't know. I didn't really look into it.
I was in Baltimore for Otakon this summer, and he did another concert there too. If it's the same sort of thing, it's going to be awesome.
I can't wait, man.
Really,
it's probably
good.
the same sort of thing.
Good. It rocks.
But I think, to me, the I'm most looking forward to is just hanging out with everybody. It's really fun that we're all going to be hanging out together and
On an
Shenanigans.
adventure.
and get to meet all the viewers and stuff too. So
Yeah, I think that's what I'm really excited about. Just meeting the fans. I really want to
watch you, man. Every time I go to a convention, where's Howard? Where's Howard? And I was like, Howard's working. Howard works. Like every time I go, they always ask for Howard. So
Yeah, I can't wait. And
Walter Howard.
I took the time to. I should. It's not that I shouldn't have, but I actually took the time to, talk to my job and ask for time off because this is a special event, very special.
Yeah, it's just so much fun to me. I mean, the fact that we get to make a movie basically, then bring this movie to a fun convention and hang out with my friends for several days, and there's people that want to meet me and watch this thing. I mean, what in life is better than this?
Well,
I don't know.
think about it.
Please tell me.
Well, think about it.
It's just incredible,
Well, I mean, first of all, you get to be happy being with your friends, and then you realize that you being with your friends with all these other people is making them happy too.
Right, it's incredible. So
It's just a big circle of happy.
I just feel super blessed about in life right now. So things are going really good.
You guys inspired me.
We inspire each other, and we are all inspired by the viewers or the Ramborgia or the Ramboners. I'm not sure what to call them yet.
We're an infinite feedback loop of inspiration.
Ugh.
Yes. All right, so I think we're gonna wrap it up here. I think we've kept you long enough here, Howard. Do you have any final words you'd like to say?
Yeah, I want to make sure that, like you said, Respect the Pact gets a lot of thanks for everything that has happened, in this last month.
Without them, trust me, this would not be happening because we don't know how to do this stuff.
Oh yeah, exactly. I just want to thank the fans for the support that I've gotten, or that we all have gotten, in this last 3 years, or this adventure, as you guys call it.
Right.
And like I said, just stay tuned for some updates and stuff like that, because we have some things in store for you, and I might have something very special for everyone for MagFest. For people that didn't show up. So I'm still working on it, but actually, I might as well tell you. I'm thinking about I might be able to stream the event. So for people that can't make it to the event, they can view from home.
Awesome.
And
more information will be coming about these term of events.
Yes, and yeah, like I said, I'm just thankful that everyone is still our fans.
Yeah.
Yes.
We love
so
you guys.
You can find Howard at youtube.com/Howard Showcases. You can watch the 24-hour Don't Blow This streams of Street Fighter, twitch.tv/Don't Blow This. And Howard loves Ginkgo biloba, so bring him a lot if you see him at MagFest.
Yes.
OJ, have any final words before we get off the air for this week?
Oh, for this week? I don't know. I'm still just looking forward to MagFest and hanging out with you guys more and meeting Howard in person.
Yeah, you guys, I don't know how you guys haven't met, but it's kind of interesting. But
yeah, we've never had the four of us together at the same time. I don't know if this is going to cause some sort of a dimensional rift, but
no, I think it's the way things are supposed to be.
Come on.
Yes.
I feel like this encounter is a little impersonal.
Well, all right, we got problems between you guys. You've got
it's not
when we get off the
that.
air, I'm gonna have to talk to both of you and calm you down.
It's not that. Come on.
So, all right. So for Howard, for OJ, this is John signing off. Thank you for listening to John Rambo Presents the best in free and optional
Gonorrhea.
entertainment. Adios.